tienen sabor y los gitanos sí tienen sabor. Cuando cantan sus canciones y tocan palmadas a la madre patria, ay, los gitanos le dan el sabor. Y los gitanos...
Saying that. So I started practicing my Spanish. And then it was announced that Bad Bunny was doing the Super Bowl. And I was like, this is cute. This is cute. And then also the way the world is set up right now, which is very strange. People are they're weaponizing people who are multilingual, especially people who have a Latin ethnic background. And it's just weird. And so rather than be fearful about being a Spanish speaker or worried about what the wackadoodles are up to, I decided to lean into that. And I was like, well, I don't really know any Bad Bunny songs, but I can practice my Spanish and get cuter. And then it was interesting. My sister and I were having a conversation about that. And I was saying, oh, is there like a Spanish club? And there really isn't. I mean, I know that there is. There's meetups everywhere. But my intention was to create one and create the environment, something that I want to create a community around people who want to learn language, who want to practice with each other, who want to learn about the cultures, and who want to also plan trips together so that we can practice in real places. And then also, because we're going on trips together, to make sure that we feel and look our best. So there's sort of a trifecta here in Club Star People. The one element is to learn the language, and we're dedicating an entire year. Well, the way the Pimsleur programs are set up, they're 5 months. They're in 30-day increments. You practice 30 minutes per day, every day for 30 days, and then you will have completed Spanish 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bad Bunny's concert and the Super Bowl halftime is in 4 months. So we will not have completed the whole 5-month program by the time the Super Bowl happens, but we will have established a general understanding of the language. So my thought process was, we meet every Wednesday for Spanish Club from tentatively 6 to 8. Because I said this is new, I am about the vibe of seeing where it goes. Like, if this is the first day, like this is the intro session. So if we gather enough people, 10, 15, 20, 2,500, whatever it's going to be, that's why I'm doing these initial sessions live on all of the socials, just to see who's interested. And then if it makes sense, we can, once we have sort of an established group who are really dedicated to doing this, we can bring it to a more private situation. But for right now, I'm broadcasting wide to see who's interested. So the first part of this is learning Spanish. I'm working on a Pimsleur affiliation so that we can get discounts if you want to use that program. But if you have another Spanish language program that you want to use for yourself, or you already have one and you just fell off like I did with French, and whatever, we're not going to meet about that. That minutia is up to you. How you want to learn the language is up to you. My suggestion is Pimsleur because that's what I'm using, but you can use whatever works for you. The second part of this is fitness, and I chose an Afro-Latina, Masi Arias, who has Tru Training. I am an affiliate with Masi, and I am doing the booty workout, the 5-day 60. It's 5 days a week, upper body and lower body, and it's a 60-day program that we will do over and over. But you can use whatever training program works for you. The rules really are you working out 5 days a week. That could be walking. That I'm doing the weight training, resistance training. You can literally do whatever you want to do. Then the third part of this is food and practicing and immersing ourselves in cooking. So on Sundays around the same time from 6 to 8, we're doing a Club Star People Sunday dinner where we will be learning a recipe, and I am actually going to post the recipe. I'm gonna post a recipe, and it is a Puerto Rican recipe because we're starting with Puerto Rico, a traditional Puerto Rican recipe. I'm going to be plant-basing it. I found a gorgeous website that has Puerto Rican dishes that are plant-based. You can do it any way you want. I'm just going to tell you what we're working on so that you can go get the ingredients on when, you're going to find out what the recipe is on Wednesday so you can get the ingredients. So on Sunday, we'll be cooking it together. And I'm doing it old school. Like we have the ingredients, we work together and we prepare this thing together. I'm on StreamYard right now. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to make it interactive, but like I said, this is a work in progress. We're just gonna vibe. We're gonna see how it works. I didn't want to do Zoom straight away because I wanted to cast the net wide on socials to see who's interested. And I know once we get going and we get into a rhythm, more and more people are going to be interested in joining. And like I said, we can make the group more private once we have an established group of people. It's up to you. So that's the trifecta. We are practicing our Spanish every day. We are working out every day. Those things are individual, but we come together on Wednesday. And Spanish Club on Wednesday is about not only holding ourselves accountable. How's your week going? How are things with you? That's where the chat is going to be valuable. I'm going to invite people who are native Spanish speakers, people who are well-versed in Puerto Rico to teach us things. Once a month, we're going to get a book, an Afro-Boricuan book, and it's going to be part of our book club. So the idea is that we are going to immerse ourselves in Puerto Rican culture. Thank you, sir. We're going to immerse ourselves in Puerto Rican culture, Afro-Boricuan culture, most of all. We're going to be reading. We're going to be learning things. I'm going to be bringing guests. Something every week.
All right. Welcome to Club Star People, Spanish Club. Oh, I have applause. Wait a minute. Yes, this has been a week. This has been a day. This week's Spanish Club meeting is going to be short. Is not going to be the full 2 hours. There are reasons. But my name is Envy McKee. I'm grateful that you are here. So I want to give you some updates on what's been going on here with Spanish Club. And for those of you who knew, that video that I just played basically just gives an understanding of how we got to this point. We are working on we're going into our 4th week in doing this Spanish Club. And we still have 11 members. And that will be expanding. I've been talking to people behind the scenes. I wanted to give some updates on what's been going on with Spanish Club. We will be, in December of 2026, we will be going to the Dominican Republic in Puerto Rico. We're going on a cruise. It is a very sexy cruise. I must say this every single time I come on here. We're going on a very sexy cruise with a very sexy brand, and I'm very excited about it. We are working with a travel agent who is specializing in cruises, And I will give you more details once I know that. But just keep in mind, December of 2026. It's going to be somewhere around the, I believe it's a 5th. It's a 7-day situation, Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. The next thing I want to remind you that that Club Star People is a language, fitness, and travel club. We're working on the travel part, but the language and the fitness is what we control right now here in this moment. And today, I feel like it's the 29th of October. I feel like I should already be finished with Spanish 1, but I am not. In fact, I'm on day 11. And part of that was because I kept starting over. So, and that's because I have not been trusting the process. But when we talked to Senor Espanol the last time, he was like, "You're doing too much." He didn't say that to me because I did not tell him that I kept starting over. But my point being is, one thing that came to mind today when I was practicing was that they are repeating a lot of things. And I, being a recovering perfectionist, I feel like if I don't know the answers to the questions that I'm being asked, then I don't know it. And so I'm like, well, maybe I should start over. But the reality is, I really should just keep going. And so what I have been doing is recognizing that part of the process of learning is not about getting the answer right. It's about getting acclimated to hearing the words and knowing where the words go. So if you too are feeling frustrated about your Spanish Spanish practice process, I personally am using Pimsleur. This is not an ad. I do not have a professional relationship with Pimsleur at this juncture. That does not say that I won't, but at this juncture, it is not. And I appreciate the Pimsleur program because it's not antiquated, and it really does train your mind. And I'm grateful that I am using this program because I'm also recognizing I got a lot of French still stuck in my brain. And when I hear words that they're asking me in, well, what is this word in Spanish, or however they're saying it. And I may do a little tour because I feel like we're going from 6 to 7. I might do a little tour if Senora Espanol wants to get on here and do a little something, like give us some tips for this week. Maybe we can do that. But this meeting is not going to be long. I just wanted to give you. And then also, I wanted to ask this question: are you reading anything, or do you know of any books that you would like to share for the book club? Because I want to start the book club starting next month. So I feel like this is our last meeting for the month. It is. This is our last meeting for the month. And like I mentioned, each week it's going to be different. And last week we had guests on. We had Dr. Erica, who is a world traveler to Spanish speaking places. We had Dr. Erica on, and then we also had Senor Espanol, who was giving us some insight about his travels to Spain. And this week is really just an information session. Okay. And it's fine because it's still going to go on the patreon.com/Envy McKee. And you can continue to get the information that you need for those of you who are interested in joining Club Star People. And remember, it is free to join. It is free 99. There are membership tiers, and those membership tiers are basically for equity. I want to be able, when we travel, I want us to be able to have like merch, some really nice things so like little travel outfits if you want something cute for us as a group. I'm going to continue to broadcast wide until we have our number. And I think I said that number is 100, but it could be what it is. I think that's all. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, we talked about language, Pimsleur. If you are feeling frustrated, don't worry about it. Get back on the horse. keep practicing. We have a year and some change before we go on our class trip. There might be trips beforehand, but we got time. This club is new. We got time. The whole point is that we are here together in community. The second thing, fitness. Did you fall off on your fitness? Did you fall off on working out? It's okay. This is the winter time. This is the best time to lift weights because you ain't doing nothing. You're not out. You are not out in the world as it starts to get cold. You are not. We're going into holiday season. And for those of you and those of us who are participating in the blackout, you really don't have anything to do but be in the house and get and fly. Because once the thing lifts, you'll be ready for what comes. So I just wanted to put those things out there for this meeting. If you have questions, if you would, if you have questions, I can see your comments. Yeah, that's it. There's one more thing. And because I have been distracted today, I did not write it down, but that's fine. So, Senor Espanol, do you want to come on here and give us some tips real quick? Let me add you to the stage. Uh-oh. He turned his
Hola.
Hola. Hola. So one of the things is really first of all, how are you, Senor Espanol? Do you want to tell the people who you are?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, what? You said habla is just habla last time. You said muy bien, gracias. And I know everything that you said, but then when you ask me and me, then that's where I start panicking.
It
That's where
would
I'm like,
just
I'm good.
it'd just be muy bien.
Muy bien. Yeah, but
I'm
I have
very
to
good.
think about it. Muy bien. Maybe I'm just gonna say it. Muy bien. Muy bien.
Yeah, there you go. And you can say gracias if you want, which is thank you. And that's it.
Muy bien. Breathe, sis. Muy bien, gracias. Now, how
Oh,
hard
wow. Yeah. Wow,
how
that's
hard do you
awesome.
how hard are you supposed to roll your R?
It depends on how proficient you are. If you stumble with it, don't even worry about it. Just say gracias. If you're proficient enough, you can say gracias. But it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. As long as they know you're saying thank you, then
Gotcha.
they'll appreciate that.
Gotcha. So when you were first, and I understand that you've been speaking Spanish proficiently for longer than most people that are not indigenous Spanish speakers. But did you find yourself frustrated in the beginning when you were learning? And did you feel like you wanted to did you I know we talked a little bit last week about you came up with a process, you had cards, you had things, you had processes, but like I shared earlier, I'm feeling a little frustrated because as a recovering perfectionist, I want to have the right answer, but I'm remembering that learning a language is not about having the right answer. Is being able to understand and communicate. That's what it's about. It's not about getting it right. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not like school.
Yes. Exactly. Yes. And as a recovering perfectionist, I can relate. So it really is just about the comprehension. And when you have the comprehension, if you're engaging with someone, then being able to communicate with that person. There's one thing that I didn't mention last week
Mm,
that I wanted to throw in here because I know that a big focus in this group is the Bad Bunny
mhm,
songs for the Super Bowl.
mhm.
Uh, Learning that is probably the highest level of learning. Because if you think about it, and I I thought about this as I was driving. I was driving and I was listening to, ironically, a radio station and they were speaking in French.
Mhm.
And I really couldn't understand what they were saying. And then a song came on because I guess it was a different show and they were singing in opera. And after a while, I noticed, oh, they're singing in English. And that made me think, oh, I have to share this with the group because if you think about just hearing words, it's a lot easier to hear and comprehend words conversationally than it is in a song.
Hmm. Hmm. So
Bec-
learning the Bad Bunny songs would actually, are you saying that we would be next level
right.
speakers if we understood the that he's saying?
Bec- because like a typical conversation has a certain cadence and you would expect for a word to last a certain amount of time, but I'm not a singer. I think you're much more proficient at that. uh but if you were to listen to a song and you just hear gracias, like then it's like, okay, I'm thinking, okay, well, did they say gracias? Did they say gra? Did they say cs? So
Like, I don't know what that word is.
you have to really pay a lot of attention, and it's different than conversational is my point. So yeah, it's a more intense focus when you're listening to a song. And that's why, if there are songs that you can think of in your past, just think of how many times you've actually listened to the song. Dozens, if not hundreds, probably, if it's a song you really like and you
Mhm.
know the words, and you probably didn't just know those words just listening to it once. You listen to it over and over and over, and then you got the melody, and then you understood what the words were. I mean, there are still some songs where we've heard hundreds of times and we don't know the words, like, when Michael Jackson singing Shaman. I mean, what's he really saying? I don't know. I mean, I know he says Shaman.
He was saying Shamon. That's literally what he said.
But what is that, a word? I mean,
I think it's like, come on.
yeah, but
But we knew what he
it's
meant.
well, that's the thing. It's There's some interpretation that you have to try to figure out, and some of these things, it's not just cut and dry. So yeah, I
Now I
mean,
have to look it up if Michael Jackson is saying Shamon. But
so
that's
yeah, it's gonna be a process to learn these Bad Bunny songs and to really comprehend, okay, this is where the word starts, this is where the word ends. You might be saying some words more quickly, stringing them together more slowly. So yeah, it's definitely an advanced thing, and so I commend you for taking on this challenge.
so do you think that that's
One
the
more thing,
path? Huh?
one more
What?
thing before I forget.
Okay.
And if it's a song you like, it'll be easier. It'll
Oh,
be easier to learn the words. Like I can still remember the words to Suavemente,
yeah,
besame,
right? Oh,
quiero sentir tus
suavemente.
labios,
I have that. Where is it? Where's my phone?
besándome otra vez.
That was my well, I used to go to salsa clubs, and that was my entry point, really, because Suavemente has been around for forever. And that was like the one song that I knew. That was the one song when you pulling up to Brazil's in Philly. If you were driving down South Street, or I guess yeah, that was South Street, and you had your radio up, people would know you were on your way to Brazil's because you had Suavemente going on. Okay, gotcha. So are you saying to me that if I just listen to Bad Bunny's album all day and get to know psychically whatever he's saying, that will actually catapult this process forward?
Yeah, and then you can also, the beauty of the internet is you also have the words to the songs, to all
Yeah.
the songs. You can look them up and you can read the words even as you're listening to the song.
In Spanish
So
or English?
in Spanish.
Okay.
So you'll just see, okay, this is what this word is, and that's what this sounds like as he's saying it, and just follow along. And it might be choppy at first, but the more you follow along, the words and the written words and the heard words, they start to line up more. You might not know what they even mean, but
Mhm.
you'll know the words. It's like I was just with a very good friend and their 4-year old, and he was singing these songs with mommy. He knew the words. I don't think he really knows what some of those words mean that he was singing, but he was singing them.
Hmm. I think you're making a very good point. Like kids, they learn words based on what everybody else is talking about. They don't
Right.
necessarily know what those words are, but they
Right.
know that when they want water, they'll say agua or they'll say water, and mommy will give them water. They know when they want food. Like even my cat, if I say eat, this cat just turned around. He was like, are we eating?" So it's like,
Right.
I think we I think I think I'm overcomplicating it, and I think you're giving me some more, I don't know what language, but I feel like this is good. This is helping me to retrain the way I think about things because I'm not in class. Nobody is grading me. This is not for a grade. Like my life is not set up in such a way that there is a teacher who could be like, "Oh, good job." No, really, this is something that I wanted to do. And so if I can crack this code for Spanish, then I feel like we'll have a great time when we get to Portuguese for 2027 and back to French for 2028. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Right.
this is good. This is good insight. So learning, and last week both you and Dr. Erica said, um, put the TV on and play a Spanish show. I haven't gotten there yet because I'm not the biggest TV person, but I would love to bring a book into this. I would love that. That's why I want to start with Spanish
Mhm.
Club for November. If we can find a Spanish book, that would be awesome. But I wanted to
Oh,
bring into the field real quick. Toni Morrison did not write in any language but English that I'm familiar with. But she had fans all over the world and when she traveled all over the world, they was like, "No, read to us in English. We know your work." And then you think
mhm.
about English. I'm thinking of Beyonce right now. She travels all over the world. She sings her songs in English, but then people are singing those songs in
That's right.
English. So it's like there's some connection that my brain is wiring through what you're saying. What else did you want to add?
Yes. When you mentioned TV shows,
Mhm,
a great TV show, Spanish TV show or shows to watch
mhm.
are the Spanish soap operas, the telenovelas.
Okay,
They're extremely popular,
okay,
especially the Mexican telenovelas.
okay,
They tend to be easier to understand
okay,
and follow. Like
okay.
if you think of your soap operas, your standard soap operas, you're in the US, there aren't a lot of people talking really fast. There's a lot of dramatic pause and the camera zooming in and there's a lot of emotion. So that you can almost follow the story without knowing what they're talking about. You see the woman come into the room and there's a couple in there and the woman looks at the other woman a certain way. It's like, uh-oh,
Like Dynasty.
Right.
Like
Something's
Dynasty.
going on here.
Mm.
And so then you start zoning in, like zooming in on those words. That what kind of words are they using in this kind of circumstance? So yeah, those are things that are really popular that could be easier to follow, just because you might understand what's going on, even though you don't know the words yet.
Gotcha.
Like if you see and the reason why I brought that up is in the context of what you were saying with like a Beyonce song. Like they're singing the songs in English, but I'll
Mhm.
bet you they've seen the video for that song. And usually in the videos, they're trying to convey the message that goes along with the song. So even though they might not understand all the words, they probably understand what the song is about.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm better with being able to see it, and maybe that's a control thing. But I learned cognates and context clues and those things. So I can see the similarities in words when I look at it and I can figure it out. Stephen Collins just brought into the field someone who he knows got some baby books to learn a different language. What do you see with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, because baby books aren't like novels.
No, they're not.
They're trying to get 1 or 2 points across.
That's right.
And
Maybe
there's
maybe there are like
pictures.
baby books on like Celia Cruz or something like that. You know, because I want to learn also about the like. I get it when you learn it, but I'm an intellectual. Oh, you know what I mean? Like I want to learn something beyond the fox is red in Spanish, which would be like whatever the fox is, rojo.
There you go. See? You got it.
Hmm.
See, I can't even remember the word for fox in Spanish. But I don't know. Does that mean I can't speak Spanish? No.
That's true. That's true. But it's so like for me, it's like I recognize that the point initially of learning is to communicate to somebody that you may or may not know that you need something, you want something, you're there's a connection that's happening. You're going to a different place that speaks a different language, and you want to be able to navigate that world. You want to be able to um, be reverent to the people who are indigenous to that place or endogenous to that place, and you want to be able to communicate and connect. Saying that, it is a little intimidating because, and I do recognize both you and Dr. Erica said that, when you go to places that speak Spanish or French or Portuguese, as long as you try and you have good manners, which a lot of Americans do not have, you'll be okay. They'll help you. And we have a year and some change before we go to the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. Is a year and some change enough that we can be confident that we won't that we will, I don't want to say mastered. We will be able to communicate in a intermediate way.
Hmm. Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
it's not important because how often do you see a fox out in the street? Do you get
Right.
what I mean? So learning about where the foxes is not important.
Yeah. I don't think I know the word for whale. I think, but I'm not going to see a whale probably. And and if I do, I could point at the whale and say, ¿Qué es la palabra en español para ese? And they tell me.
Oh, you just asked how do you say whale
Yeah,
in, but what word did
in
you use for
Spanish.
whale? What word
I
did you use?
didn't.
What did you say?
I asked what is the word for
Gotcha. For that.
that, and I'm pointing at that in Spanish.
Gotcha. And say what you said again.
¿Qué es la palabra?
Okay. Say it.
¿Qué es la palabra? Or you could say, ¿Qué
¿Qué
es
es
la
la
palabra? ¿Qué
palabra?
es qué or cuál? That like what, which, está, or es la palabra, which is word. Palabra is
La
the
palabra.
Spanish for word. P
Gotcha.
L A Palabra.
Palabra. Gotcha. And
Para,
para,
for,
for. Mm-hmm.
and then ese, like that, in español.
In español.
Right, in Spanish. What is the
Okay.
word for that?
Es
And I'm
palabra.
pointing at the whale, the picture of the whale. What is the word for that in español? Or a very common phrase that people will say is como se dice,
Como se dice? What does that
which
mean?
is how do you say?
Como se dice? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Which really literally translates into how is it said? How does one say it? Or something
Say
like
that.
that.
Say that again. Como se dice?
Hmm.
Como
Yeah.
se dice?
And
Como se,
you could say that for anything you want. Como se dice, and then you point at something in español, which means
en
how do
español?
you say this in Spanish?
Como se dice en
Right.
español?
Right. Exactly.
This is great. This is
You,
great.
you got it. And then people will help you because you're taking the time to care enough to say, hey, I want to communicate in Spanish with you.
Como se dice? Como se so break that down because it's not como se.
Como is like how.
Yep.
And se dice is like a verb construction. Like and it's like the non-descriptive you, the formal you, or one. How does someone? And se dice is like does one say? The verb is decir, to say, decir.
Mm-hmm.
And but in that you, in the formal tense of you, it's spelled dice, like dice,
Mm-hmm.
but it's pronounced dice.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just como se, and then that's se.
Yep.
Como
Como
se dice,
se dice
and
point
then point or say ese, like that, and
ese.
you're still pointing
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
uh, in español.
Is it N?
En,
It is. I was right. See,
español.
Espanol. Very cool. Okay. This is good. This is good insight. So now see, we have Senior Espanol, who is a more than proficient Spanish speaker. You see, he's teaching us. But you told us last week that you got so good because you were the translator in your groups. And and while you were still learning, but you had to translate to English and Spanish and then Spanish back to English. So that
Right.
helps you become very proficient, which is dope.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a phrasing that we can take with us. If say we're on the train from wherever to wherever, we can say como se dice ese en español? Como se dice?
Yeah.
How do you say? And you point to whatever it
Right.
is in
Right.
Spanish. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That is
So you could be drinking a glass of orange juice, and you could say como se dice,
como se
and
dice.
point at the glass in español, and they say jugo de naranja, and you say ¿qué? ¿Cómo? ¿Otra vez? So
¿Qué?
if you're
¿Cómo
like,
otra vez?
so like what? Huh?
¿Qué?
Again, one
¿Cómo?
more time, otra vez. If
Otra
you don't
vez.
understand it, and then they might say it more slowly, um, and then it
How
would
do you
be
say orange juice?
jugo is juice.
I just learned refresca. That's soda.
That's like a soda. Yeah.
Refresca.
Um, yeah. So jugo is juice, jugo, and
Jugo.
then de, de. So it's juice of, And then naranja is orange, the word for orange. Naranja. Naranja.
Naranja.
Yep, that's the word for orange
Naranja.
in Spanish.
Yeah, I feel like that there's no cognate there at all. Orange, naranja. That's not. They're not. I don't. I'm not hearing it. Okay. 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 So, how do you say ginger beer?
I don't know. I would have to ask somebody
So
because
then
I
you.
don't know. I don't know the word because ginger is not a very common thing that I've seen in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Uh-uh. Well, ginger is more of
Well,
an
it's
Asian thing, I would
Caribbean.
think.
Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
they do, but Caribbean,
Don't forget in
uh,
Jamaica they got they have
there's
ting.
Jamaican, exactly, but that's not Spanish.
That's right.
They're not
That's right.
speaking, they're not speaking Spanish in Jamaica.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
there are a few Caribbean Spanish speaking islands, but not all of them. And I would not associate ginger beer with like Puerto Rico or maybe they serve it, but I've
Cerveza de jengibre.
yeah, jengibre, that's a new word for me. I had no idea what the word for ginger was. I know what beer is. I know beer is cerveza. Um,
Cerveza de what is it? Jengibre.
how do you spell
De jengibre.
it?
And
How
I
do you
still you
spell?
hear that I still it is I still have a French accent. It comes out.
That's why I was asking you how to spell it so I could
Is
pronounce.
Jengibre. Cerve cer cerveza
Okay, so
de
it's wait, hold on, whoa. Jengibre. Is that
Jengibre. Yes.
okay? So I'm visualizing it in my mind. So now I'm gonna say, so that would be pronounced hand Jeng.
Mhm.
I think that would be pronounced jengibre.
Well, here, I'm at the Spanish dictionary. I'm a play it so that you can
Well,
hear.
please play. Yeah, please play it.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let me
That's the
share
beauty
my
of the internet. You can
Isn't it
check it.
though?
I mean,
Okay.
I would intellectually think that would be pronounced jengibre, but we'll see.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cerveza de jengibre. Cerveza de jengibre.
Can you hear it?
Not yet.
Cerveza de jengibre.
Mm,
You still can't hear it?
I can't.
Okay. Let me see. It says that it can. Let me see. Share.
You might be the only one.
He said you might be the only one. Ginger beer. Share. Also audio. I love our meetings. Pronunciation. Gin. That's not it.
Cerveza de jengibre.
Yeah, yeah, jengibre. You got it.
Cerveza de
You were right.
jengibre.
Yeah, I was looking at it thinking it would be gibre, but just looking at it in my brain. But yep,
Let's see how Spain
jengibre.
says it.
Cerveza de jengibre.
You hear those
Cerveza de
lisps?
jengibre.
Did you hear that? Cerveza
Cerveza de
de
jengibre.
jengibre. Yeah.
Cerveza de jengibre.
Yes, I hear it.
So
Cerveza de
anytime where
jengibre.
anytime where there's like an S sound, then that lisp is going to come in if it's the Spain version. And there's
So
no S in that word. There's a C and there's a Z, but it's the sound of S. Cerveza. Those are two S sounds. Both of those S sounds, they made a lisp. Cerveza.
Cerveza de jengibre.
Jengibre.
How do I get? How do I don't know how you are with French, but you notice that for things that there's supposed to be a roll, I do the French, whatever that is in my throat. Jengibre. It's what I don't know what that.
There is none of that in Spanish. I know what you're talking about. The like
Yeah.
there's no guttural that. There's
Cerveza
the
de jengibre.
there's the tongue roll. Yes, with jengibre. Yep. But there's no yeah.
Where did it even come from? Because even Italian has the R roll. But Portuguese has kind of like it's a mix in between the two.
But
Because
I think you did a great job of you pronounced that word better than me. Jengibre.
well, thank you, sir. Well, thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Okay. Oh, this is good. This is good insight because being curious, you can be curious like a child.
Yep.
But while also not having to I don't even say it that way. I feel like this is going to be the moment. This is like the being curious and going, what would I be interested in learning, and then do that.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. And the more you're curious, it looks like you care and people will help you. You'd be holding up the ginger beer bottle like, ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice? And
¿Cómo
they'd be
se
like,
dice?
cerveza de jengibre.
Yeah, and now I lost it. But I know how to say ginger beer. But
Yeah.
this was a very good lesson. And I think this is a good place for us to put a pin in it, because Sunday we will be making something else. Last week we made what did we make? I want to tell you what we made, but my brain has shut down. Wait, hold on. I know what it is. I'm gonna go to the clubstarpeople.com website. It's not ready yet, so don't go there. Go to patreon.com/Envy McKee, and that's how you join Club Star People. I want to tell you what we made last week. Hold on. Hold your mule. Give me a moment. We made. Oh my God, I didn't even write it down. What is happening? Oh my goodness. We made kimbombo. Thank you, Spirit. Kimbombo. We made kimbombo, which is a Cuban okra stew, and it was very delicious. It has plantain in it. Have you ever had kimbombo, Senor Espanol?
No, that sounds amazing though.
Oh my God. It is it gives you very West Africa, and it's delicious. It's got plantain in it, and I think I found a recipe that they made. They actually pounded the plantain like they do mofongo, and made dumplings out of it to go in the okra. Oh my God, I know. It's just every week it's something new. I do not yet know what we're making. We went to Cuba. We went to Cuba last week. I think we did Puerto Rico. Mofongo is definitely Puerto Rico. The papas rellenas, which is the potato.
Yes.
Say it, rellenas.
Is that like chile relleno?
No, it's RELLEN. I think it's the
Yeah.
potato. It's the potato, and it's got meat in it.
You could say that relleno or relleno.
Relleno.
Or
So it is.
relleno.
So the two L's is a J.
or it depends on who's pronouncing it. It could be relleno or relleno,
Right, yeah,
but
Jane.
no L.
Yeah. I the first couple times I was saying it was like,
Even though there's
Elena,
two
Papas
L's.
Elenas, and they were like, "What?
It's
What?"
either rellenos or rellenos, but not rellenos.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm just gonna vibe because it's not how it's spelled; it's how it
Right,
sounds. I'm
right.
gonna show some respect because the English language has all kinds of things.
Yes.
So you can't even be like, how come if you wanted something to be pronounced with a J, why didn't you put it? You can't even do that because there's so many words in this language that don't make any sense.
Right. Like if you were driving over a river, if you would say it how it looked, you would say, I'm crossing a bridge.
Bridge. Yep. But
But
we
we
say
say
bridge.
bridge.
So why'd you put the D in there? What's the D
Right.
for? What's the D for? Why are you wasting our time in syllables? Actually, it's one syllable. Yeah, but yeah, I'm very interested in how linguistically words got to be what they were, and I know they come from all the hodgepodges of cultures
Yes.
and languages that came here, and I'm just curious about how some things stuck and some things didn't. But that's another conversation for another day. So go to Club Star People. I'm sorry, go to patreon.com/Envy McKee and you can sign up for Club Star People if you're interested. I'm very grateful for Senor Espanol for coming on and giving us a very brilliant lesson that, like, I wrote down, it's como se dice. And then you go este en español. How do you say this thing that I'm interested in? In this case, it could be a pen or my book. Como se dice en español. And then
Right.
whoever speaks Spanish will be like, oh, you say book. Is it Libre?
Yes.
Little by
There you
little.
go. Oh, by the way, I looked up the word because we can't leave this lesson without, since
What?
we talked about fox. The word for
Fox.
fox is zorro.
Zorro. Like Zorro,
N-
like
Now, did you notice how you definitely heard me roll the R?
yeah. Zorro.
It's because in Spanish that word is spelled with two R's back to back.
Gotcha.
So anytime there's two R's back to back, they definitely want to hear the zorro.
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 Yes.
Zorro. Zorro. And then wait.
Zorro.
Zorro. So it's supposed to be a long R or
Yeah.
can
It's a long r. So because there's the potential that in Spanish there could be a word that is Zoro and not
like
two R's.
Zorro, like the
Right,
sword
exactly.
fighter.
And so you would say that one Zorro. You hear
Zorro.
you like it was just a really light, you didn't really hear much of that. I just said Zorro real quick. But this for Fox, I said Zorro. So you know, I'm not talking about Zorro. I'm talking about Zorro.
Zorro. I'm talking about, so do they have, you know how back in the day we used to say, oh yeah, she's a fox or he's a fox, like how we say blazing, like somebody's fine. Is fox really just a fox, or can it be a slang for words that we have? Is that a good question?
It's a great question. I don't know because they have all different kinds of things that they would use.
You remember
There's not.
blazing though, right? Because when we were
Yes,
younger, we used to
yes.
say it. And how would you say how would you say blazing? How would you he's blazing or she's blazing
En fuego.
on fuego, and people wouldn't be like, "Oh my god, they're on fire."
Right. Yeah, I don't know if that would mean the same thing in Spanish as we use it
Gotcha.
for with our slang, but it
Gotcha.
could.
I have to ask somebody. All right, we are we're going to bring this in. We're going to bring this in. This was a great lesson, Senor Espanol. I feel like you about to be a regular because you were really teaching me. Listen, you got free time. I know you do. Anyway, so thank you so much, Senor Espanol, for being here and for this brilliant lesson that you gave me and for our group. Remember, wait, maybe I should say, muchas gracias, Senor Espanol. Muchas gracias.
De nada.
This is awesome. And I think the next time you're on, I'm going to prepare something to say so that we can be in conversation.
Okay.
So that I can, and I'm dedicated. I really want to get good at this. So we're going to be practicing.
You already are.
Thank you. Okay, so remember, stay on your workouts, y'all. Stay on your workouts. Do whatever you can. Just stay on it. We have over a year, and we can do some transformation in a year's time. Remember, practice your Spanish every day in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You don't have to, as Senor Espanol so astutely pointed out, you do not have to even do a formal program like I am doing. I'm doing the Pimsleur. You don't have to. You can turn on your TV, turn on a telenova. You can turn on a Bad Bunny song on YouTube. You can keep it real, cute and country and free. Go to Club Star People. I keep saying that. The website is not done yet. That's why my brain is ready to promote it, but it's not finished yet. Go to patreon.com/Envy McKee if you'd like to sign up for Club Star People. Again, muchas gracias, Senor Espanol. Our Spanish teacher. I'm gonna have him on a schedule so we know once or twice a month we get some Senor Espanol. Anyway, we're gonna go now. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back on Sunday. If you look in the Patreon space, you will find out what the recipe is for on Sunday for Sunday dinner. Okay, I love y'all. Levine Heil and adios. Peace out.
I wanted a Spanish club, so I'm making a Spanish club. And I want to learn about Afro-Puerto Rican culture. I want to learn about bamba. I want to learn about salsa. I want to go to Puerto Rico. I want to go to the Dominican Republic. I want to go to all the places, and I want to be fluent in Spanish. And so if you want to be fluent in Spanish, this is the club for you. There'll be elements that you have to do yourself. Like I said, I'm using Pimsleur. You can use Pimsleur. If you don't want to use Pimsleur, you can use whatever you want because I'm not over your shoulder helping you practice. I like Pimsleur because it's 30 minutes a day. And this is not an ad. It's 30 minutes a day, 30 days in a month. And then you finish Spanish 1. And then we move on to Spanish 2. So in 4 months' time, we'll be ready for Bad Bunny. In 5 months' time, we'll be ready for Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. Again, the next element of this is working out. If you don't want to work out, you don't have to work out. But I personally want to look and feel my best for these trips that we're going on in 2026 to all these Spanish-speaking places. And I want to look great for the cameras and all the things. So I'm working out. Again, you can go to patreon.com, Envy McKee, and you can read about Club Star People. And all the things that I talked about in this video are highlighted in a physical document that you can read at your leisure.
Le dan el sabor y los gitanos le dan el sabor.